Some people were asking me, oh, the CGFNS asked you to do this, the CGFNS asked you to do that. Who told you I used CGFNS? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tony and today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. A lot of people have been asking me so many questions after I passed my NCLEX. So for context, your NCLEX is a board of nursing examination that you write to practice as a nurse in the United States and in Canada. Those are the only two countries I'm aware of that you need to write the NCLEX to practice there. So I got a lot of questions from so many people asking me so many questions of how I evaluated my certificate and how I did this, how I did that. So I'm going to be coming today to talk about everything you need to know. I'm going to be looking at my iPad because I just wrote a lot of things down there so I don't forget anything. I did a lot of back-end work just to make sure that you get your certificate evaluated. It might seem a bit easy if you studied in Nigeria or you studied in any other country outside the United Kingdom. I studied in the United Kingdom, and to evaluate your certificate in the United Kingdom is a bit difficult. Why? Nursing in the United Kingdom is already divided into, I think it's about 4. We have adult nursing, child nursing, maternity, learning disability nursing, and mental health nursing. There's actually 5. At the start of your program, you're not allowed to have a taste of everything. You need to dive deep into your specialty immediately, which I think is not so nice because you really don't have a background in nursing, so you don't really know what you want to do. So that's what happens to us that study in the United Kingdom. Personally, I studied adult nursing. So where is the problem coming from? The reason why people find it difficult to evaluate their certificate, especially when they study in the United Kingdom, is because in the United States, in Canada, when you study nursing, it encompasses the whole aspect of nursing, child, mental, everything. So when you bring your certificate to an evaluation body, they'll be like, this certificate is not equivalent because you don't even have clinical placement in mental health. How do you want to compare yourself to someone that studied in America or someone that studied in Canada? So that was where I had an issue with my evaluation. So the issues that people have been having is that when they give these evaluation bodies, they will evaluate their certificate, they'll spend their money. Evaluation is not cheap. It's about £400. Eventually they'll send them back and tell them, oh sorry, your certificate is not equivalent. However, the board of nursing has decided to consider you if you can get clinical hours here, if you can get clinical hours there. You need to understand that these clinical hours are not paid for, and you're also in full-time employment. It can be a bit difficult because, take for instance, I work in a specialty hospital. They have only ITU. It's like a planned care hospital. In that kind of situation, where do they expect me to find a maternity ward or a children's ward or something like that? So that's where it became a bit difficult for me to decide. Take for instance CGFNS. If you evaluate your certificate with CGFNS and maybe you use Texas Board of Nursing, they would evaluate your certificate. However, Texas Board of Nursing is still going to ask for these lagging hours. That's why some people were asking me, oh, the CGFNS asked you to do this, the CGFNS asked you to do that. Who told you I used CGFNS? I did not use CGFNS because I did my research very well and I did not want you guys to go through all the stress. I had a plan that when I get this done successfully, I was definitely going to teach everyone on how to do it. The first thing you want to do is to complete your nursing degree because you cannot evaluate a certificate that you've not finished. You don't need to spend 1 year in nursing practicing as a nurse before you start your process. As soon as you finish your nursing degree and you get a sample of your transcript by mail, it just notifies you that your transcript is ready to use for any other thing you want to use it for. But mind you, the transcript that you get by mail is probably just it's not detailed. In simple English, So that's not the transcript that you send to the evaluation body. Okay, let's start from the beginning. What evaluation body did I use? I used New York Board of Nursing. The reason why I chose to use the New York Board of Nursing is because I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I saw that it was very easy, it was swift, and the probability of my certificate getting evaluated without any commas or any buts was about 80%. And lastly, it was cheap. Cheap is very relative, but for me, compared to what other evaluation bodies were asking for, I feel like New York Board of Nursing was the cheapest. So I'm going to make a video to walk you guys through the whole process. I'm just going to give you guys a brief talk through about what we're going to be going into. So I used the New York Board of Nursing. How much did it cost? So the evaluation itself cost me $143. However, before you evaluate your certificate, you need to do 2 online trainings. The first one is child abuse training, and the second one is infection prevention control training. Each of these training actually cost me $28. So start doing the math. $143, $28, $28. Okay? The next thing I had to do was I sent a mail to the academic team of my university. I sent them a mail and I told them I need a detailed transcript. Emphasis on detailed transcripts. I need a detailed transcript to be sent to the New York Board of Nursing by post. Yes, by post. And it has to be sent from your uni. Your uni cannot send you the transcript to send to the New York Board of Nursing. No, your uni has to be the one to send this mail to them by post. They understood the assignment. Also, in this video, I'm going to be showing you 2 forms. One is the form 2F and one is the form 3F. So, also the form 2F, they have part A and part B. The part A is going to be filled out by me, the applicant, and the part B is going to be filled out by your institution. So when they send it back to you, you tell them, right, everything looks good. What's the next step? Possibly the next step will be for you to make payment for that detailed transcript. My university charged me £50 for the detailed transcript. So are we still doing the math? $143, $28, $28, and £50. So after they charged me £50, they sent me a mail and told me, "Hi Tony, your transcript has been sent." This brings us to the next question. So the next question says, how long did it take for your evaluation to be done? It took me less than 6 weeks. Ideally, New York Board of Nursing, you're going to write, 6 weeks is what it takes. But I think the 6 weeks actually includes the transportation of the transcript to their office. What I don't really like about New York Board of Nursing is that they don't have a portal that I can use to track my transcript. If they had a portal, at least I would see that they'll write like received, now evaluating, evaluated, things like that, but they don't have a portal. So you guys are just a bit blindfolded. You're just doing this with the faith that they will get the transcript, they will evaluate it, and they will get back to you, right? Good for me. I have someone that lives in the United States. So I give that person the number for New York Board of Nursing. The person put a call through and asked about my evaluation, and they said they just got the mail of my transcript. They would start evaluating it soon. And after that phone call, trust me, after 1 week, I got my evaluation done and I got a mail. So that answers the question. It takes about 6 weeks to get your evaluation done. So when you get your evaluation done, you're going to get an email, and the email is going to say, congratulations, your evaluation has been done and you are, you're eligible to sit for the NCLEX. So when you get that done, that's when it's game time. That's when it's time for NCLEX. So that's when you're going to go to the Person Views website to request for an authorization to test. So when you get the authorization to test, that's when you can now pay for the NCLEX examination. So let's go back to our maths. For you to get an authorization to test, you need to pay $200 to Person View. So $143, $28, $28, £50, and another $200. So when you get your authorization to test and PersonVue tells you that, okay, now this is your authorization to test, you can now book your examination for NCLEX. You're now going to pay another $150. It's a lot of money, but it's gonna worth it at the end of it. So the last part of it is going to be the 3F form. Personally, because I'm under the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the United Kingdom, and I'm sure if you are practicing in the United Kingdom, you're also under that council. I did not need to fill out the 3F form because Nursing and Midwifery Councils boldly wrote it on their website that we do not fill out any form again. What you need to do is go on our website, and request that your license be sent to this board of nursing, which was very, very easy. I hope this helps. See you guys on the computer. Bye. Hi guys, so this is what the website looks like when you click on the link. So because we are foreign educated nurses and we did not school in the United States, so we're going to be picking pathway 5 and we're going to be clicking on that. So this is going to bring different steps that we have to follow for us to achieve this evaluation. So we're going to start with the first step, which is what is going to show us the coursework that we need to do. So by clicking that, we're going to come to this part as well. So it shows us for child abuse and infection prevention control. So we're going to click the child abuse mandatory training related to child abuse. So when we click on that, we'll be able to find the list of approved training providers. So when we click on the list of approved training providers, it brings a list of providers that actually offer these trainings. No matter the provider you use does not really matter. They are all accepted by the New York Board of Nursing. So let's take this one as an example. Let's pick this particular provider. So this is what their interface looks like. And the good thing about this provider is that you can actually do child abuse and infection prevention control from the same provider. That way, your certificate is going to come in straight up to your mail at the same time. And you don't have to be, it's just way better that way, to be fair. So if you want to register, you just put in your name. What country are you applying from? Like I was applying from the United Kingdom, and then you just fill in the essential details and things like that. And then you sign up. But I would not be signing up today because when you want to sign up, they're going to ask you to pay a certain amount of money, and I'm not going to be paying that money. So this is what it looks like when you want to register. So when we're done with the step 1, we can now move over to step 2. What we'll be doing in step 2 is creating an account with the New York Board of Nursing, paying our $143 for the evaluation. However, if we do not have a social security number, you need to finish the form at once. But if you have a social security number, you can always come back to fill the form in the next 30 days. So I'd advise you to just do everything at once. And so let's click on the link. And this is what it looks like. So because we're applying for a new license, we are not already having a license with the New York Board of Nursing. So we're going to click on apply for a new license. So it's going to be showing us different options if we want to continue our application. However, that's not what we're doing. We are going to be starting a new application afresh. And the other one just shows if you want to upload additional documents. Good thing we already done our online trainings, and those are the documents that you really need to upload. So there will be no need for you to come back to be uploading additional documents. So if you scroll all the way down to the end of this site, you'll see where they say begin application. So if you click on begin application, it shows you everything. So this is personal information. We're just going to fill in the gap. We don't have a social security number, so we're going to put no. And then date of birth as well. We're going to put in our date of birth. And what's this? No, I don't have that one. It's not asterisk, so it's not actually important. And then the country of which we're applying from. I am applying from the United Kingdom. I'm going to put in my first name. Let's see, my first name is Ajibwe for this particular video. My last name is Falano. Yeah, so I'm gonna put my address as well and my postcode. Right, so I'm gonna put in my postcode and my city as well. Yeah, I think it's a space. Yeah, I think it's this. Sometimes they have issues identifying the postcode because it's not a United States zip code. So yeah, so it's a personal address as well. I'm gonna put in my email address. It's just important to fill in the gaps of the ones that are asterisked in red. If it's not asterisked in red, there's really no need for you to fill in the gap. So I'm gonna put in my email address as well. And yeah. And yeah. Then continue application. Oh, sorry. It's a personal address. Then continue application. Then we're going to go to the next step. And then this one, they're just asking a bunch of questions. No. If you've changed your name before. Have you ever applied to the New York Board of Nursing before? No, I haven't. No. Are you a criminal charge pending against you in court? No. So, I mean, these are my personal answers. So everyone will have their own various answers to their questions as well. So when you're done with this one as well, you click on submit. And yeah. Have you ever taken the NCLEX before? I have not taken it before, so no. Do you hold an RN license in another state or US territory? No. Because you don't hold any license in the United States yet, so these ones are just like your elementary school. And so let's type anything for my elementary school. And then the city was Surrey, and state was Hertfordshire. And then United Kingdom. So how long did I spend in primary school? And when did I start? When did I finish? I'm just using this information for the sake of the video. Most of this information are not correct actually. So my high school, what high school did I go? So you're gonna put in all this your information. To be fair, if you don't remember the exact months, sometimes I'll just say everyone knows that school year starts in September, so just put September and just put the year, stuff like that. It's nothing serious, that's what I'll say, because it's not something that they would actually question. It's just for documentation and stuff. So that's what the diploma certificate was awarded to me in secondary school was called SSE. So my nursing program, this is where I studied my nursing in the United Kingdom and stayed at Hertfordshire in the country's United Kingdom. The number of years was 3 years. Yes, I have my certificate with me right now, and this is when you started and when you finished and completed your program. And then your majors is like I majored in adult nursing, and my title is BSc, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. Right, so the date it was awarded to me, that's the day I completed my degree, and that's the day that's actually on my certificate as well. So 5th, 2023. Right, so any other post-secondary school information, I don't have any of this information because I didn't do anything after secondary school aside from coming to uni. So that one, you can just say remove school. That's fine. If you want to add school again, you add school or you remove school. Were you educated outside? Yes, I was educated outside. So now they're going to tell you to upload your certificate. Okay. So that's my transcript. I mean, that's just for the sake of this video. And then you go to the next part as well. Yes, so I have a license with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the United Kingdom. So I'm going to be putting yes for this one. Right, so you're going to fill in the gap as well, and you're going to put in your license pin, your pin number. So I'm just going to look for my profession. Registered professional nurse. So your states, because I'm just going to put United Kingdom because we don't do like the United States that they work with states. So I'm just going to put the United Kingdom and the date the license was issued to me and the license number, which is my PIN. And I'm also going to put my limitation. I don't have any limitation because I've not been sanctioned before and I'll never be sanctioned. So yeah, that's what it is. Right. So just asking you questions about child support or anything like that. And just some other personal questions as well. Are you an immigrant? You know, are you living in the United States and stuff like that? And then they're going to ask you to upload your passport as well. And they're going to ask you for the document that's a certificate of the child abuse training you did earlier. And they'll ask you if you've completed it. So because I already completed it, I'm going to click on that. I completed the child abuse coursework and I'm going to attach it at the end of this form. And yes, I'm going to be attaching it. And this is also for, okay, I'm just going to label it and say child abuse certificate, right? Child abuse training certificate sounds better. And then for the infection prevention control as well, I'm going to say I completed it and I'm going to be attaching it. So that's it. And infection prevention control training, right? So I'm just going to upload something random again and put it there. Cool. So my gender, I'm female, and my ethnicity is black. I'm not Hispanic. So I'm going to submit again. And then it's quite a long form, but yeah, once you're done with this, you're done with it. Like, yeah, that's all. So it's just going to let you go through all the information that you have actually put in, just to make sure that you've not made any mistakes and you don't want to change anything, because once you submit the form, it's going to be difficult for you to start changing things and or altering things and stuff like that. So this is just me going through my form. Guys, make sure you go through your form, because sometimes you can actually make some mistakes that, that could be really ignored, and then it's going to cost you something when you submit your form. So this is me. This is everything I filled in. So yeah, that's everything I filled. Yes, at the end of everything, you're gonna sign for the. So you're gonna sign here just to agree that you can allow the New York Board of Nursing to release your result to your university. But yeah, so that's my signature. I'm just gonna sign there, really. And this is just your declaration that everything you said has been the truth and nothing but the truth. And yeah, you continue your application. And then this is just the last chance to complete it again. And then this is where you're going to pay. But because I'm not paying, that'll be it. So guys, we're done with step 2. So now let's move to step 3. Step 3 simply means the evaluation of the certificate. This is the time you actually send it to your School of Nursing for them to send it to the New York Board of Nursing. So if you want to go with option 1, that means you want to use the third-party evaluation body, which is the CGFNS. However, I used option 2. Which entails the use of Form 2. So when you fill the Form 2, you fill the Part A and then you send it to your university to fill the Part B. So let's actually see what the Form 2 looks like. Right, so this is what the Form 2 looks like. It's actually very straightforward. Let's just start to fill it out. Right, so the Form 2, remember the Part A is going to be filled by us, Section 1 will be filled by us, and Section 2 will be filled by my School of Nursing. So for the Social Security number, we don't have a Social Security number. So just fill in your your name I'm gonna fill in my last name is Falano, my first name is Ajiboye, and yeah, fill in my address just like I done earlier, and my city is Atfield, my zip code is AL109B, and my country is the United Kingdom, and print name as it appears. So this is how your name appears on your certificate, right? So the nursing school I attended is the University of Hertfordshire, and the address is the University of Hertfordshire, College Lane, Hatfield. So date of attendance, that's when it started. It started in 2020 to 2023. Okay. I'll just put the first of the month because I don't remember the date. And this is the day my diploma was actually awarded to me, and the name of the diploma is BSc Adult Nursing. Right, so because I actually have an application on my iPad that makes me sign, so I can't sign right now. But yeah, this is the section 2 that will be filled out by your university. It's very straightforward. Just send them a mail, tell them you want them to fill this form out, and you want them to send your detailed transcript to the New York Board of Nursing. The address to the New York Board of Nursing is actually at the bottom of this form. So yeah, that's the address to the New York Board of Nursing right there, and your university is going to do all that. And yeah, the form is really straightforward. So this is the form you actually need to send to your School of Nursing. So after this is all done, then we can now go to the final step, which is going to be verification of your license. So then you want to verify your license with the Nursing and Midwifery Council. So this is the website. Then you log into the website, and this is what it looks like. So when you come to this interface, you click on My Registration, and you go down to request a certificate of current professional status, and then you click on that, and then you click on that one, and then it says, I confirm that I've applied to relevant licensing or registration board. Yes, I'm aware that the CCPS. Yes, I confirm that my personal details are up to date, and I've understood that I'm requesting for, a certificate of current professional. So they're asking you what country is asking for it. Is the USA, and then they're asking you what Board of Nursing is asking for it. So it's the New York Board of Nursing that is asking for this license from them. So when you start your application, you normally have a reference number, application reference. It's not so important, but if you have it, you can just put it in. But it's not really important. So if you don't put it in, does not mean that it will not be sent. It will still be sent. And then you just tick on the box. Just to let you know that even if you don't put it, it's still gonna happen. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you for submitting your application, and that's it. Very, very easy, guys. I hope this video was actually helpful enough to guide you through the process of evaluating your nursing certificate. I know how difficult it was for me to evaluate my certificates. If you have any questions, if you have any clarifications, please do comment down below and let me know what you want me to clarify. I'll be happy to help. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share. And turn on your notification as well, because I'm going to be posting more videos about how to pass the NCLEX, how I pass my NCLEX, things I use, and stuff like that. And also, please do well to share on your nursing group chat, because this can actually help somebody. All right, guys. Bye.